My name is Cuthbert Chidoori. I work for Etisalat, and I work for Etisalat as the Group Vice President responsible for regulatory affairs in our operations. It is one of those fora in Africa which is able to draw a large audience from key stakeholders, not only amongst the operators like ourselves, but also from the vendors, from also importantly the policymakers and governments whom we have to work with in the sector. I believe there is a lot that is happening within the ICT sector, and there are innovative ideas, as has been demonstrated over and over during the presentations given in this summit. The future for Africa should be bright, and for Etisalat in particular, we want to position ourselves to be one of the key providers of ICT services in the continent. Basically, it's looking at the key needs of the African population. And the way forward, in my mind, is there will be a very good flooding of Africa with broadband. The good news, maybe, which has been recited over and over again in Africa during this summit, is Africa can now boast of some good capacity in terms of internet bandwidth because of the cables that have been laid both on the east coast of Africa as well as on the west coast of Africa. And I see another factor coming in. These services will be much more affordable, unlike in the past where some of the services were prohibitively expensive and you could not reach some of the hinterlands and the rural populations with the services because they were just way above the affordability levels for those people. With the increase in the capacity that is being deployed in Africa, operators like ourselves should be able to deploy those services at very reasonable costs, affordable to the population, and I see that being one of the good success stories of Africa, which will be sung in the days to come. And the other key thing, of course, which we find from time to time is sometimes it may not be very easy to agree with the key government agencies on the pricing of licenses which we have to pay for our services. And this is where, again, we encourage that, yes, we have to pay something, but these have to be also affordable in the sense that the operators themselves will have to seek for the capital that is required in order to roll out these networks. And also, it's always prudent to have some support from the governments. For the Etisalat Group, our growth in Africa really has been a mix of growing our operations. Like, for example, we do have operations in Tanzania and in Nigeria. And as I said, we have a very large footprint in West Africa, in Togo, in Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Gabon, and also in Central African Republic. Basically, our strategy is where we would want to grow organically. In other words, grow our entities and see us really become the trusted solution providers to governments, government entities, and to those who are looking to companies like Etisalat to provide services.